With the May 2025 exams less than 4 months away and many schools beginning mock exams, this video will go through the top tips to help you study strategically for IB Business Management. There are 3 things that you can do to make sure the time you spend studying for business helps you achieve your goals. They are, first, knowing the syllabus, which can help you figure out what parts of the syllabus you need to know in more detail compared to others. The second, studying smart, which is all about spending less time on the content and more time practicing, applying your knowledge to case studies. And finally, simulating assessment conditions, which is about preparing yourself for when you actually write your upcoming mock or final exam. Now, a key strategy to help you study is to understand what assessment objectives are and how they can inform the depth in which you need to know the content. For the BM course, there are 4 assessment objectives, or AOs, each of which involve a different level of depth of knowledge. Each syllabus point has a specified AO, which represents the maximum depth the IB will test you on. The first is AO1. This is the lowest level among the AOs, and the content tested at the AO1 level is always going to be focused on simple, short answer questions that focus on theory. In other words, you generally won't be asked to apply to the case, and a simple answer rooted in BM theory will suffice to earn full marks. AO1 questions often have the command terms define, state, outline, describe, and identify, and you never need to write more than 2 to 3 sentences for these types of questions. The second is AO2. This is the most common type of question that you would have seen when taking a test in class and will frequently show up across your 3 papers, or 2 if you're an SL. AO2 questions are generally 4 or 6 markers that require you to demonstrate more than just BM theory by linking your theory to the context of the case study. In other words, simply responding with textbook knowledge is only going to get you half the marks, with the other half coming from your ability to tie your knowledge or theory to the case study. It's important to note here that tying your knowledge or theory to the case does not mean repeating or regurgitating case facts, as IB examiners will not view this as demonstration of strong application. If you want to learn how to answer the different types of questions that you will run into in your exam, feel free to check out the response structure videos on our website, which will show you how to answer every type of BM question. The third AO is AO3, which focuses on the 10 marker in paper 1, paper 2, and the 17 marker for the HL only paper 3. AO3 questions focus on applying your BM knowledge and case information to evaluate a business decision or make a recommendation for the business. When you see content labeled as AO3, these are the topics that you need to study and understand in the most depth, as they can be tested in short answers through a 2 or 4 marker, as well as long answers through a 10 marker. If you want to learn more about the structure that you should take for the 10 marker, feel free to check out the video on our website on how to do just that. Finally, AO4 is a special category of questions focusing on your use and application of BM skills. These skills range from calculations to the ability to apply tools like the BCG matrix or the product lifecycle to a case study, the ability to interpret statistical data from a table or chart, and the construction of certain financial documents and accounts, like a cash flow forecast or a statement of profit or loss. These questions feature prominently in the paper 2 as a part of section A. Now, as you tackle these AO4 questions, remember to clearly show all of your working out if the question asks for it, and make sure you label and or title your diagrams and final accounts properly, as this is the easiest way to lose marks, even when all your calculations are correct. The best way to maximize your marks here is to do a lot of practice case studies so you are familiar with the different tricks that the IB could throw at you on your exam. Now, one of the most common mistakes students make when studying is spending too much time memorizing content. In BM, even if you were to memorize the full textbook, you wouldn't score higher than a 5, as this would only show understanding at an AO1 level. One area to start is past papers, which many students use to familiarize themselves with the format of the paper and give themselves good practice on exam-style questions. However, there are limited past papers for the current BM syllabus, and we find that many students get confused when using past papers since they include content from old syllabi and questions with different grading schemes and response structures. Additionally, mark schemes in past papers are written for IB examiners, not for you as students, and they therefore lack detail and don't represent what you should be writing in your response in the exam. Our recommendation is to do practice case studies for your own syllabus. By creating a free account on Diplomly, you can find some of these case studies for free. If you are looking for final Paper 2 style practice, navigate to the comprehensive section of our case studies, which organizes cases by Section A, quantitative focus, and Section B, which is qualitative focus with a 10 marker, just like your final exam. Make sure you review your responses not just against the mark scheme, but also against the full-length exemplar response that we have provided for you to help you understand if your responses go into sufficient depth to earn you full marks. The mark scheme and exemplar responses on our website are written for a student and represent the expected depth for you to score full marks. Finally, simulate assessment conditions, or in other words, practice the way you will write your upcoming mock exam or test. As you get closer to the date of your exams, you want to focus on simulating assessment conditions, and there are a few ways that you can do this. First, you should time yourself in all of your practice responses. This will give you a better idea as to how long you are taking on different types of questions and will help you balance your time so you can finish the exam. Time management is critical in ensuring that you are able to complete all the questions in the IB exam and don't lose marks because you didn't have time to attempt a question. By the time you are preparing for your in-school mock assessments or the final exam, you should also move away from practicing individual case studies to full-length mock exams. You probably have done this once or twice at school, but it is worth repeating multiple times so you get the feel of what it is like to write a full-length paper under time conditions. Finally, an underrated tip is to handwrite everything. Unfortunately, there are still a couple of years before the IB transitions fully to digital exams. Until that time, it is important that you practice handwriting your responses to help you practice the speed and legibility of your writing. Hopefully this helps you finish the exam on time without sacrificing depth in your responses. We hope these tips are useful and helpful in guiding you as you study for business management. If you're looking for additional help with BM, please feel free to reach out to us via email or WhatsApp. In the meantime, stay tuned to our channel for videos on the May 2025 Paper 1 and Paper 3, which will come out closer to exam time. You are also welcome to check out the resources on diplomly.org. If this video was useful for you, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or would like to see us cover any types of BM content, please let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.